Buddy. We are live on YouTube, and we're not on Roku today, but Roku, you and everybody. We have Darcy Volden.
Yes.
Okay, we got Darcy Volden today on the Legacy Show, and this is Jeff Eichen. If I had my tarot deck, I'd pull a card for you today, but we'll let Darcy tell you about her legacy and interview her in a very sweet manner, as we do with all of our episodes. And I don't have that many episodes of the Legacy show because I bounce from this to that. And this morning we're blessed to have Darcy. We met her at probably some Lollapalooza party, with Stacy Lauren and all that good stuff. And I can't even keep up with Stacy. So let's have a beautiful morning. And I'm going to introduce Darcy. Tell us your rank, serial number, and one thing that you would want to be remembered for.
Oh, okay, great, Jeff. Thank you, first of all, for having a gal on, and I am just super happy to share today. So my name is Darcy Volden, and I am, I'm a mix of a bunch of different breeds, but I'm the founder of a platform called Ascend, and it's spelled A-H-H-H, as in the triple H, as in send. And so what I do there is, here's what I'm up to in life. It's my purpose on this planet to help everybody within earshot of me check out of here like, yes, that was an incredible life. And so particularly on this platform, what I'm doing is working with heart-centered entrepreneurs, spiritual entrepreneurs, those of us energy workers, like leaders, to help them, one, grow their businesses, and literally just do what they love and make some great money doing it. And then the platform supports that, where seekers can come in and find really extraordinary teachers, products, mentors, guides, courses, you name it. And it hasn't officially launched to the public yet, in about 2 weeks, but so all that to say, that's what I do. But I did want to share one of the other unique aspects about me is that I'm also a channel. And so it's one thing that I really enjoy doing, working with people, not only helping them to build their businesses, but also as a channel, as a light language channel. So that's what I do, but I have a pretty fascinating story behind all that.
Aren't we all channels?
Yeah, we are all channels.
Yes, you met somebody that can match you on the spiritual realm. I just came from I was with Laura Diaz in Peru in October. I'm their media person, and I'm filming a film called Through My Lens, and it's about plant medicine. So I get to go into cacao ceremonies and ayahuasca ceremonies and ibogaine and different things, and tell the story, the spiritual story of why and how we can use plant medicine to help us experience more of the things that are here on the planet. Where is the medicine from? And same with you. It's cosmic how our parents meet each other and then make you or make me. And so my desire through my father was, he was very scared towards the end of his life, because he studied with Buckminster Fuller and he was an architect and lived in Mexico for 30 years. He was scared that his legacy wasn't going to be told or heard. And so that's why I invented the Legacy Show. And so welcome aboard today. Talk about you all day, not about me.
All right. Well, you have me at plant medicine, and it's been a big part of my journey, and I'm an absolute advocate of plant medicines, and it's really what opened up my entire world. It's what opened up my abilities, and I've also helped to facilitate plant medicine journeys as well. And so it is very near and dear to my heart. So you speak of my language.
I was down in Peru, and I was in the lobby one night. Again, just a short experience of something that I had pertaining to plant medicine. And this guy comes in and he's all hippied out and like he wasn't from Peru, kind of a white guy, and but he had his beads on and his floppy pants, and he says, "Where's the water, Jeffrey? Where's the water?" And I said, I walked him over to the water, and then he walked back into this room that was like a teepee almost, and they were doing ceremony, and they let me come in and film. And so pull my big camera out. I just had my cell phone, and the footage is epic. But it was a marijuana ceremony. I didn't know they did marijuana ceremonies, and they were doing the tobacco where you breathe tobacco up your nose and like a rubber hose, and it was just very respectful and very beautiful, and all the music, and so I guess my recommendation to everybody out there in the world: don't be afraid. And one of my other journeys is to help plant prisoners come out of jail that are in jail for marijuana. I've been working on that for 40 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. Incredible.
Yeah. So
bless you for that.
So when you were a child, go all the way back, tumble back in your plant medicine journey, go all the way back to your child. Who inspired you to look at things differently? Was it a teacher, a parent, or a friend, or a brother or sister, you know?
Well, what an interesting question, Jeff. I've never thought about that. And here's the answer that comes off the top of my tongue. It's me. I wasn't inspired by a parent, a teacher, a friend, or anything. It was a book that fell into my lap. It was Richard Bach, and it was. And now, of course, it's gonna slip my mind the name of the book, but it's by Richard Bach, and it really opened up my mind and made me question of like reality and what this life is and how it's constructed. And so that began my journey of self-discovery, like digging deeper.
You mean his book was about cosmic order?
No, I know it was called One. I think it's called One is what I think it was called. Now it's gonna be tickling me in the back of the mind while we talk, but it was the book. And he posed the question in that book is, every decision you've made in your life, every choice has put you right here, and are you where you want to be? And if you're not, you can change it just by these choices, and it made me look around and like, wow, these are all a representation of all my choices and what I believe about myself. And so just to kind of pop forward.
How old were you when you read that book?
I was probably in my mid-20s.
Okay, so early in your career, before the 27 Club, you were gaining some inspiration from other people that were speaking about their journey.
Yeah, exactly. And just as an author, the way he puts that in metaphor. He wrote Jonathan Livingston Seagull as well, so that's most people would know him as the author of that book. But it
wasn't that a bird that talked? A bird that talked, and
Jonathan Livingston Seagull. Yeah.
Yeah. I think all birds talk.
Yeah, absolutely. So that got me on the journey, and then I will just kind of speed up here. I eventually it came to be that I began working for Dr. Joe Vitale and Bob Doyle of The Secret, and so that began opening up my mind even more. And then, which I will say too, the next thing that occurred for me was Landmark Education, which formerly was EST. That people will know that, but I know that people have different opinions about that. But as a young woman, like it opened up another layer for me, which then evolved into plant medicines and things like that.
So your recommendation that I'm hearing about, I mean, I'm turning this into a recommendation, is that turn your books into real life, utilize all the tools that come to you, and listen to the seagulls.
There you go. Listen to the seagulls. Yeah, yeah. Maybe it's listening to the flock of seagulls. You know, I'm an '80s girl, so.
All right. What was their famous song?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, now that one's gonna slip my mind.
Right. What was their famous song? I mean, I grew up on new wave theater, and we had a show in LA, and everybody was there, and it was just, I mean, it was a blessing to be in LA during the day, the 80s and 90s. It's freaking cool.
Yeah, right on. Exactly.
There were nightclubs, and we projected films on the side of buildings and danced all night,
Yes.
and where's that shit right now? In Gaza, in fucking, tariffs, so let's not go to the dark side. Let's talk more about your mission right now, and what you're doing to help people, and your legacy, what you want to be remembered for.
Oh yeah. So what I want to be remembered for, here's my little secret about that. I want to be known for a planetary sugar mama. I really like it. Would be if I could leave here, being able to fund people's dreams and experiences, or help them start a business, or help relieve a burden, or help the light leaders, like I said, do what they love, and be able to fund that. It's like I said, I want everybody to leave here having experienced an extraordinary life, and I would like to be able to be someone who helps to fund some of that. But I do that now through like creating those spaces and those places for people to expand, accelerate into who they're becoming, true self, what they're capable of.
So if I were to call you up, invest a dime, and say, hey, Darcy, what is your schedule, and why do I need you?
Oh, this is so good. Well, all right. So here's the cool thing, and it's one of the things that I love that I do as a channel. So it's kind of two ways that I work with people, but it's extraordinary what I get to see in people. Like I literally, as a channel, I channel kind of in a different way than most people, and it's really through sound frequency, harmonics, and resonance. And I'm able to see people literally on their highest timelines. And so it's very much a shamanic journey in the sense that I'm guiding it energetically, and I'm not even guiding it. That's just kind of what's coming through, and I'm watching. And as that hollow bone, as that vessel, through harmonics and sound, and even like with the light language of the beings that are coming through, literally helping to, probably the best way to put it is to rearrange, even on a molecular level, a rewiring what's going on to help shift people into that highest timeline, who they really are. And it's extraordinary as a channel, because it's like I'm sitting in a theater watching the extraordinariness of them unfold, and what that potential is. So it's, I can leave people with that they'll leave a session with me feeling so hopeful and seeing that possibility, like literally shift a timeline for them.
So are you like the coach on the sidelines?
Yeah, I would be the coach on the sidelines. Yeah, people always say, were you a cheerleader? Yeah, because that's usually I am cheering people on. Like, come on, like I see you, like I see what you're capable of. Let's go. To help get up underneath them, and
where would the channel come in if I had a moment with you? Do you do Zoom chats with people for consultation? Yeah.
Yeah, so I do I do them in person. But I actually feel that they're a little more effective online, only because part of the requirement is that you must wear headphones with that, because with the stereophonics in it. And then I have people, cover their eyes.
And do you play bells? Do you play bells and shit?
No, I don't. I mean, in the beginning, we're just kind of getting into the realm. I do strike a bowl uh, as a cue, and then at the end, so that we know that the ship has landed, so to speak. But it is all coming through my voice, and it is an interesting experience to say the least, even by my own standards.
That's fantastic. Let's see if we can. Oh, it's not very loud. Anyways, I have my sound effects button turned down. Um, I am blessed to have Darcy Volden on today. This is the Legacy Show with Jeff Eichen. Very rarely do we have the Legacy Show, maybe twice a month, but that's 24 episodes a year. And someday we'll go to Netflix and see if they like what I do, and I'm just journeying, meeting beautiful people. And the cosmosity of my angel power is that I meet people with purple hair and with beautiful eyes and heart and souls that are in my resonance. In 2 months, I'm going to go to the Oregon Country Fair, and Ken Kesey of the Merry Pranksters started that fair called the Renaissance Fair 50 years ago, 52 years ago or more. And I've been going for 50 years. And so there's a lot of cosmosity going on there. Beautiful children. We have born and birthed a great generation of hippie children that are grounded and taking over for their parents at their food booths when they make at the fruit stand, the fruit bowl booth. Dad passed away 2 years ago, and the kids stepped up, and they're still buying organic local fruit. They're not going to Costco. They're not going to Safeway and cutting corners. So our team is really good. So there's hope out there. Leading into my next question, what is hope?
Ooh, what is hope? Oh, that's such a good one. So hope is like, there really is a heart knowing, is that hope of having that it's still a beautiful life out there. Like there's still something for you, me, all of us to experience, of like having just the tiniest seed of that, and that there's still something extraordinary for me to experience in this lifetime. And that's what the hope is, that little tiniest of seed.
That's inspiration. And so if you were to have a room full of 7-year-olds, what would you tell the children?
Oh my God. See, God, Jeff, your questions are amazing. You know, I'm thinking, because right now there's a little 5-year-old in my life. She's a friend's child that is a part of my life now, and for the first time, that I'm looking through the eyes of this little 5-year-old. It's like, wow, and it's what I would tell them too. It's, you hear this, just, well, just be yourself, right? Some of these things, like, you hear it over and over, and then one day you get, oh, just be myself, like, and what does that look like? It looks like, do it messy, do it afraid, like just let your weird out, and to let them, like, other kids or people, they may share judgment or things like that, but if in your heart, like, it feels good to just be silly and make no sense.
Don't let the bullies get you down.
Don't let the bullies get you down, and let your weird out. Let your weird out. Like
Weird Al Yankovic, yeah.
Yeah, that for sure.
I think Weird Al is the best because of his last name. How would you like to have a name like Yankovic? So the 7-year-olds, the 5-year-olds, they all can live through being weird and going for broke and not letting the serious adults get them serious.
Yeah, I mean, and that's been my message. A message, I should say, with people is like, it doesn't need to make sense, for following that pull of the heart. because a lot of times it makes no sense, it goes against the programming, right? And it's like it's okay to change your mind from moment to moment to moment. I mean, it truly is that compass that's guiding you, even if it makes no sense to yourself. And we spend so much time rejecting that, or in resistance, or pushing it down, because we worry so much. Well, not only trying to make it make sense for ourselves, but we feel like we need to make it make sense for other people, and it becomes very stressful and restrictive. I mean, so you get your master's, and then you decide, what, I think I just want to make cakes the rest of my life. Like, it doesn't need to make sense. And like I say too, just do it messy. We try to get everything so perfect and right, because of what other people will think. But man, there's millions in the mess, I tell you.
So we're with Darcy Volden, everybody, on the Legacy Show, episode odd. Where can people find you? And you said that your new web presence is coming shortly. What's the URL for them?
Yeah, so if anybody's interested in the channeling aspect of all the more, as I say, out there in the realms, you can find me at darcyvolden.com, and that way you can learn all about the channeling that I do. I got a list of testimonials about a mile long at this point. I don't say that to brag, but I just say, like, this is the real deal. It's strange and as bizarre as the kind of channeling that I do. It's the real deal. But the new platform that is coming, that is meant for, like I said, heart-centered leaders, visionaries, creators, artists, dreamers, is called Ascend, and it's a triple H there, as in send.com. And I am right now, I'm bringing some people on board to help me, as I was saying, pollinated. Just to kind of test things out, and we'll be launching it to the public. But if anybody is interested in being an early adopter and helping with that, please reach out to me, and I'd love to get you plugged in. But it's
And do you have specials or coupons or anything like a monthly giveaway or any? I mean, or maybe I'm sharing with you something that could help you promote yourself and bring more people into you.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I got. I just actually put it in there yesterday. The coupon code at Ascend is first free, meaning just that first month, just completely free, so that you can go in there and just really see what this is about. Again, because it's helping me right now as I'm testing and seeing what's working and what's not. And it's a phenomenal community. Like I said, behind the platform is where the magic happens. This is a collaboration, of a co-creation, of light leaders, light workers, again, visionaries.
Why don't you have why don't I introduce you to Laura, and why don't you have a Machu Picchu retreat where you teach and channel, because we had Burge Lyon Smith down there, and she channels Shamanasta, and she had 12 people, and we all went to Machu Picchu, and we had breakfast and lunch and dinner together, and we're still friends. We're on a little community, and we would love to have you down there. I help to promote her. If I bring you on, then you can, organize and advertise that on your thread, and all your people can come down and have a ball in a bucket list, Machu Picchu.
I love this. Well, this is perfect. Laura and I actually talked here not too long ago, and so I'm like all about it. And for you to say that would be another ping from spirit that this shall happen. And I really am all about helping people to check things off their bucket list. And Jeff, that's what you heard me say it. Stacy's shindig there the other day. I am the official do the thing bucket list challenge champion right here.
The challenge, the bucket list challenge. And when you were growing up, did you play any sports?
Yeah, absolutely no sports whatsoever. My favorite thing to play was entrepreneur. I literally out of the womb. My favorite thing as a child was to create little businesses to make money. For example, like selling water to the construction workers, or making potholders and selling those. Like, if I could figure out ways to make money, I was all about it. But I will say that I'm the only, I joke and say, I'm the only son my fighter pilot father never had. So I'm very much feel like a tomboy. I am an only child, so I spent a lot of time keeping myself entertained. So I spent a lot of time in imagination world. But
so it doesn't sound like you, or maybe you work through it with plant medicine, that you have PTSD, that you had a great childhood.
I will say I've worked through a lot of stuff with the plant medicine, but it really, honestly, I've had an extraordinary life, and I just want to be that example, living, breathing proof of, like, because Jeff, here's the thing too. There was a point in my life that I was 300 pounds and I was broker than broke, literally cashing my change jar in at the Coinstar at Walmart. And so just a long story short, in 2019, well, I lost 130 pounds naturally. I ditched everything I owned. I manifested an RV, and I hit the road indefinitely to go, do the quintessential go live the dream, and to go find myself. I'm still on the road as we speak, hence I'm in my vehicle right now, but I do live, work, and travel full time. And just to show people, like, look, you are no different than me. I mean, it's just that I made a couple of choices and followed it through to see what would happen. That's I wonder what would happen if, what if? And so that's why I love teaching this stuff. And that's why I love teaching reality creation, manifesting mastery. And again, with the channeling that I do, it's kind of like the whole package to help somebody just expand into the extraordinary, because we all got it. We just forgot,
That's amazing. Hang on just a minute. I gotta do something here. Hang on. I'm going to do something right now. Let's see here.
And I'm pretty sure the name of Richard Bach's book is called One.
There we go. Can you see that?
Well, I can't because I'm on my phone. But...
Oh, here, I'll make it bigger. Hang on. Because my software is bitching. Okay, now can you see it?
Well, I think with the yellow and the green, it's again, I'm on my phone, so it's a little bit hard.
It says expand into the ordinary.
Oh, yeah. Expand into the extraordinary.
Oh, that's cool.
Expand into the extraordinary. Boom. That's it right there. And that's the heartbeat of the Ascend platform as well. We're going to help get you there every step of the way, whether you're a seeker looking for those teachings, courses, experiences, or whether you're a creator and you want to thrive doing what you love. We're going to help you get there. Boom.
Boom. And tell us a little bit about some clients. Don't fake it, but read in your memories some testimonials, what people say about their experience with you.
Oh, yeah. Well, I will say too, if I could kind of sum it up, most things I hear is that it is life-changing, that it's helping to give them clarity. Again, we go back to that hope. I don't like to make medical claims because I don't like to make promises to people, but I worked with somebody and her breast cancer has gone away. I've even stuck with my own mother that had a medical issue that has actually gone away. Again, I don't promote that, but those have been some life-changing things that have occurred. But mostly what I hear is that it was a mind-blowing experience, and that it's one of these things too. It's like something happened, but don't even have the English words to.
So walk us through a moment. So Here, bling, bling, bling. I'm calling you, and I'm going to be one of your students of the day.
Yeah.
What can I expect? And do you
Okay.
interview me, or do you just start channeling? I mean, tell everybody, what they get for their, $3 they
Yeah.
paid for one of your sessions, or their three
Okay.
hundred dollars.
Yeah. So a session typically lasts for somebody who's never worked with me before. It typically is about an hour and a half to 2 hours long. And so what we do, we talk ahead of time, just so I can get an idea where they're at in life, like what's the issue, where are maybe that they're feeling stuck, or what is it that they keep. It's like a loop that they feel like they can't break, or where their frustration is. Or sometimes people, like, they've hit a level of their um, healing, if you will. And I always hate using that word for some reason, but they're awakening and they're ready to go the next level. Like, it's like, okay, I'm good, but now what? But they still feel like there's something is in the way. So we're getting a hold of what's the thing. So then when we actually doing this session, we we drop down in. It's very ceremonial. Again, we're put on the earphones, so this can be stereophonic. And then we tap in to call in the beings, those that are specialists come in. And so when I say the beings, it's always fascinating to see for people. It's either spirit guides, energies. It may not be like a being specifically, but it is an energy, or a light energy that's coming through that needs to be, again, kind of harmonically moving through somebody. So I'm more than happy to share a little light language with you, Jeff, or that
Sure.
way people can hear what a light language is. So just to give an example, light language is what I say soul language or star language. So for me, when I'm channeling it comes in two ways. They're either actual beings from other dimensions or other star systems, or those are, remember, we only learn to speak the language that we speak when we got here. We just happen to, the people that we popped out of spoke English, so that's what comes through. So most of the time when I'm speaking light language, there is this, oftentimes for people, a sense, they'll say it just sounds really familiar to them. But the other way that light language comes through is if light could speak. So light is that energy, and it is a frequency, so that if it is coming through on the light, if you will, it is a vocal representation of what's happening. And I want to say this too, that's fascinating about when I'm channeling. So people most know, like, sound healing. So for example, people go to, like, with the sound bowls or things like that. In theory, that, yes, that's great. You hit a bowl and say it's 432 hertz. It's a frequency. But you and we are a whole ball of frequencies that are changing second by second by second by second, based on even our feeling states or our emotions in the now moment. And it can be also to our beliefs. If it's something we're afraid of versus excited over, it's going to change a frequency signature. So you literally are a ball of all these different frequencies. So when I'm channeling, and we're going into what it is that the spirit is requesting, it's following those energy signatures. So it's beings coming through, and it's also the harmonics of the light and the frequencies of your signature to create that repatterning, restructuring, rewiring. Woo! All right, so that will give you a quick crash course in light language. And people who are listening, you will hear other people speak light language, and you will hear different dialects and different tones. So I do a lot of toning as well. But I just wanted to give a brief example of light language, because I do have a native language. That's the one that's just right off the top. But when I'm channeling with people, I often have languages come through that I've never even heard before. But so
You mean it's like like the talking head said, speaking in tongues, you know.
Speaking in tongues. Some people know it as speaking in tongues. But oftentimes it has a religious connotation to it, and people kind of pull back from that. But I just say that it is source.
So it's not
Source
for
language.
everybody, but it's a little woo-woo, you know, for some people. But those that do resonate and come with you have given you beautiful testimonials, and it's just it sounds lovely. I'm ready to go.
You're ready to go. All right. So we're just take a second here, and I'll just kind of tap into the energies. By the way, so here's what I'm going to tap into. I happen to be sitting right this very moment on the Navajo Nation. So I am in Navajo reservation right now in Arizona, near Sanders, Arizona. So if anybody wants to look that up on the map. So I'm literally in this moment on the reservation. And so also very close to me, about 20 minutes away, is the Zuni reservation. I'm actually living right now on right outside Zuni reservation.
Is that Nevada or Arizona?
Arizona.
Okay.
Northeast Arizona in the high desert. So what I'm going to do is I'll just tap into some of the energies here of Navajo, Zuni, and we'll just see. We'll just take a minute here to just let it come through. So uko inia ku undari ki ena ha chigere na ko ebekia nuku ika ni ikitikitea ko yandare ki chuku inea ku indare ki na hai chu yana ia ku I indakasa taya chu yana I anku dasaki enea ku suku yanare bike shu yanare yena kai uya kia ndoku gudungari sakateri. Now I'm going to tap in to my native language here. We're going to let that run a second. You'll get to hear how different that is. Chuyandari sikiriandari kachukuyandari kai chuyandari chuyana hair. Biandoro suriandari bianto uyandari ichkiriandari kokoriandari itkirianta chakai. Shuyandari tukuyanaria kiriana no koya. Okay. So oftentimes too, light language can come through the hands, and often, well, mostly now when I'm channeling, the hands are going. But I also too, when I'm sharing after a session with somebody, I'm still in the channel, and there's a lot of English that comes through as I'm reviewing what I was shown and what I was seeing. And that's always my favorite part, because sometimes it's like when you're hearing light language, you know, the logical mind wants to try to understand, what are you saying? But to trust that the soul knows exactly what's being shared there.
So the light beings normally are very positive.
In my instance, I don't allow anything to come through. I shield it up so much that there is only those of the highest light that are allowed through, that come through here. That's right.
Yeah, baby. Well, everybody, we're with Darcy Volden. It's a legacy show, and who knew I was going to get a dose today? But I'm smoking the pipe and feeling really honored that you're at Navajo or Zuni or, you know, all the turquoise nations there, and been there, done that, and our journeys are special, everybody. They're our own journeys, and to tell them is what the legacy show is all about, everybody, is to tell your story. So come on the legacy show. You can find me at icanimagine.com, and that's my name, EICHEN, imagine.com. And I appreciate you all for joining us today. Darcy, tell us a little bit about I'll throw you a Dr. Emoto question. Tell us a little bit about water.
So I'm a big proponent of water. I love the study, cymatics is a big study for me about sound and water and the consciousness of water. You know, right. Most people know Dr. Moto and how frequency is shaping, right, those crystals. And also, for example, like even in water, even in cymatics. But that even goes back to the light language as well. So as you're hearing these frequencies come through me, or others like me in those tones, that what is occurring is these beautiful patterns. So any part of you that is water, right? Even your blood or any part of you that's water is vibrating. And as I'm channeling that water, there you go, that water is now creating a new pattern. Imagining that like a kaleidoscope, but also what's coming through are in those sounds is coding, you know, like the coding that's in your DNA. So also, I'm also a big proponent of hydrogen water, the God molecule as well. So I could speak about water all day long.
Well, for years, I created a company, and I made glass straws with with ball jars, and here's another one here, and I don't have one here on my desktop here, but they normally had the flower of life on here. But I have a plant medicine jar here, and I drink from that every day, glass upon glass, not plastic, not anything. But they're making eco straws now, which I'm very happy for. I help to steward that industry. It's about health and it's about wealth, in our mind, our mind, our soul. Hang on, let's see who's calling in. Hang on. Hello. Okay, so we got rid of that. So the idea here is the Dr. Emoto syndrome is that when I put the flower of life on my jar, which is also the Fibonacci and something that is found everywhere in the universe, we stay high in our vibration. It doesn't make me better or higher than somebody on a different vibration. And I don't use the word lower vibration, you know, because actually I gave some money to a homeless person in my small town yesterday and had a conversation with that person, you know, and so recognizing each other is what it's all about. But my jars, my water jars, for years, I don't schlep them or make them anymore. But my water jars had the flower of life, and somebody came to me at a festival in Sedona, Arizona, at a raw food festival, and they said, Jeffrey, your flower of life on that jar, and they were purchasing one, is an antenna for pure energy to make that water even more available and special for you. And so those of us that get it, that understand that you're channeling the gobbledygook that you said that Google could not translate, you know, is that we stay in that realm and don't come down, because coming down we'll buy it, we'll lose time, we'll lose energy. So we can't do another legacy show and have a cosmic plant medicine woman come in, or a channeler. And I love that shit. You know, so yeah. We're late night, everybody, with the legacy show. And Darcy Volden, tell us a little bit about, if you went to a desert island, what album would you take? You only get one album.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to just tell you the first one that popped in my mind, which I'm laughing about. But in the 80s, I was a big Oingo Boingo fan. So it would be an Oingo Boingo. There's an album, actually, the first one that popped in my mind is called Good for Your Soul.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Well, you know, and so people may not know Oingo Boingo, but people do know Danny Elfman. So Danny Elfman, he was the lead singer for Oingo Boingo, but he's gone on to be quite the musical orchestrator, and he does all, you know, people know him for musical orchestration for all these big movies. Like he works a lot primarily with like Tim Burton, and create the orchestration for a lot of the movies that we know.
I know Mark Mothersbaugh from Devo. He's a friend of mine, and he wrote children's music for cartoons for 30 years.
Is that so? Well, so here's the other thing.
So,
that was the first one that came to mind, but here's what I want you to know. I would bring my own music, and I've been creating music now that it's meant to it's upliftment, but it's not so much upliftment, but I call them kind of like reclamations, declarations, proclamations. It's this remembrance. And I also weave the light language through there as well. But these are ones that are just like get you to the core. They're meant to be activations, and very much so. And I can proudly brag about the power of this music. So as a matter of fact, on the Ascend platform, I put a link there called Ascend FM. Because I'm going to be continuing to create a lot of the music. And like I said, I do infuse a light language in there. It wouldn't be audible to the ear, but it is infused with the light language as well. Yeah.
Well, that's
so if you go to Ascend, you'll see that link up there, Ascend FM.
Oingo Boingo.
Yes.
Even that name makes me want to have some guacamole. I mean, words are incredible. Our language is very important. I lived all around the world. I lived in Holland in the 70s, and there's a word in Dutch, there's a word in Portuguese, there's a word in other languages besides American that are just perfect. They sound like Oingo Boingo.
There you go. They were originally the Mystic Knights of the Oingo Boingo. I wish I could give you a history of the meaning behind that, but yeah.
Were you ever at an Oingo Boingo concert?
Oh, you know it. Yeah. Well, so they're from California.
Uh-huh.
And by the way, there's still there's a cult following the former members of Oingo Boingo. Actually, they got a concert coming up here soon. So they still get together, but they did, in fact, went on tour, and we're talking the 80s here. And they did come to Austin, Texas. That's where I grew up, was Austin, Texas. And so they'd make the circuit there a few times to Austin, Texas. And I was front and center.
And does that Danny Elfman tour with them still?
No, he doesn't. Although he did say over the years, after he got into the orchestration, that he would not ever go back to Oingo Boingo. He had talked about how his hearing had been really damaged and all that. He said that he would never go back. But I saw just a couple of weeks ago, he's back. He's back at it, doing Oingo Boingo tunes again.
Oh, he's doing tunes. You mean on his own tours?
Well, I don't know if he's touring. Well, he was on stage. There was a concert, and he was all about his Oingo Boingo music. I was like, there it is.
I mean, come on, get on the dance floor, everybody. We're with the Legacy Show again. Reset the room here, everybody. It's Tuesday afternoon. I'm flying to San Diego for a weed conference on Friday. And so I'm printing. I'm getting ready to show my my art here. Here's my art, and I cut them up and do my thing. This is actually one of my pieces of marijuana art, and that is a real plant, but I kaleidoscoped it. I folded it over, and the cosmic order channels through my photography, and so there you go. That's just
this is incredible. Yeah, we're gonna sell it on the Ascend platform, or people could even come to Ascend and purchase that. I would love to showcase
these are going to be in my hemp gallery. I'm going to have the first marijuana gallery in the world, and that's the truth, so
wow.
So anyways, it's a cosmic order that we get to have Darcy Volden, and I have a feeling that I haven't seen the last of Darcy, everybody, and that we're just getting started. Yeah. Yeah, let's heal the planet and take our minds off of destruction, because we need construction.
Yeah, and I did say early on here that it is my intention to become the planetary sugar mama.
Sugar mama. And
Yeah.
when you get a sugar daddy or a sugar mama, that means that we come to you for not just for money, but for insight.
Or, yeah, that's it. Like the gold. You come into me for the gold in your life.
Well,
You know, help you to
insight.
insight for the insight. That's right.
You
That's
know,
right.
so beat the drums, everybody. We're getting close to the top of the hour. We have about 10 more minutes left. Tell us a story of the first time you met somebody that you were gobsmacked.
Oh well, gobsmacked. All right.
You like that word? We're into words, the light language today. So gobsmacked.
Yeah.
Go
Well,
to.
you know, it's interesting because it's like there's two people that I would choose, but there's one in my life that's so when you say the word gobsmacked, that okay, so
It
I
just
had
came out. I haven't ever said
yeah,
that
I love
before.
it. Okay, so gobsmacked. So you know, I said I left in 2019, and so um I have a friend that I've known for about 20 years, and we reconvened in 2019, and I hadn't seen him in quite a while. Well, come to find out, he was doing the same thing as me, ditching everything he owned, and got the RV and is gonna hit the road indefinitely. Well, so we met up on the road in Durango, and this human being, talk about gobsmacked. So his name is Fraka Future. So the name itself, right? That it's just like whoa, who must this character be? By the way, he's got like platinum blonde, spiky hair. People think he looks like what's his name from Back to the Future, the scientist from Back to the Future. And like I said, his name is in fact Fraka Future. And so he is my travel companion. He's my bestest buddy. He's my running buddy. But he is the most extraordinary human being. I mean, I literally dropped in from another solar system, and he's up to some pretty fascinating work on this planet that I get to be privy to just damn near every day. So I've never met another human being on this planet like Fraka Future.
That's amazing. And where does he is he a nomad right now?
He is also a nomad, just like me. But he literally is like I'm in Arizona right now, but he's off following some planetary directives out east and following what's being downloaded. I would say from his planetary system for the work here to do a little planetary.
So, what's the difference between a nomad and a gypsy?
Ooh, okay, that's a great question. So I would say a nomad. I would say it's more of a cultural difference. So a nomad is someone who just moves from place to place to place and can't like just park it in one place and have roots, so to speak. Gypsy is a nomad, but a gypsy is a culture. So that's it's more of a way of.
You mean they have a destination? Gypsies go to where gypsies are?
Gypsies go to where gypsies are, and it's again, it's like a way of being that is kind of more. I would say, I don't want to say the word earthly, but it is doing some magical work. Magical work. Gypsies do the magical work, and nomads. You know, anybody could be a nomad. Lots of people, you know, they retire and they're hopping around. But a gypsy, that there's a gypsy got a gypsy soul.
So what is one of your secret one-liners that you can share with the children and the adults out there that keeps you grounded, that you chant either daily or when you're feeling that you need to empower your heart? When you start shaking, what brings you back? What's your one-liner?
Okay, my one liner. And I've said it a few times, but I'm going to give another one too. But that is, it's just do it messy. Just do it messy, and it doesn't need to make sense. It's kind of two together. When I kind of start getting in my head, and I'm like, should I, shouldn't I don't know. And I'm like, stop.
Do it messy.
Do it messy. Like it doesn't need to make sense, but and I've got a checklist. And am I feeling the pull? Is it even, because some of those pulls are so soft? It's just like, yes, do it. Usually it's the logical mind that's like loud, no, what the hell are you thinking? But it's that still voice. It's like, yes, no, and like follow it, even if it doesn't make a damn bit of sense, even if it's so completely opposite of what you've always done, or the way that you think it should be, or the way you think people think it should be. There's that. But the other one, I want to share this one because was a bit been extremely powerful in my life. And so that is when you said chant, and that is chanting Nam Yoho Renge Kyo. Nam Yoho Renge Kyo. It is from Nichiren Buddhism, and it is the mystic law. And chanting, when one chants Nam Yoho Renge Kyo, that you are in consciousness requesting the things that you want for yourself and your life and others, and it is extremely powerful. And I will tell you,
do you need to put your fingers together and sit cross-legged?
No, you don't. You don't. Yeah, they call the whole sequence of that daimoku, and so when I call I'm driving, it's like karmoku.
Karmoku.
I just chant while I'm driving a lot. But
how about karaoke?
Karaoke. There you go. But just so people know that Tina Turner was a big chanter of Nam Yoho Renge Kyo.
Nam Yoho Renge Kyo.
Yes, see, and she attributes all of her success to her practice of Nam Yoho Renge Kyo and Buddhism of Nichiren. So
Nichiren Daishoshun?
Yes.
What? Amazing.
You're more cool than I picked you for. You're cooler than cool.
Last night before I went to bed, I was pulling the dreadlocks out of my hair, and I was wishing my girlfriend was here, and she's not, but she's coming tonight. And so I was like taking little pieces of my hair, and because my hair, I haven't cut it in about 2 years, and I got pretty cool hair, but I brushed it out, and I rarely brush it out, and so I got Einstein hair this morning. So I took,
love it.
yeah. So it's pretty long right now. I know it's long when I can buy it.
And doing like what doesn't make sense. When you start feeling like who you really are, one day you'll wake up and realize that your hair needs to be pink. And now I feel like myself. I was naturally a platinum blonde out of the womb, but yeah, no, you just one day, when you start feeling like yourself, it doesn't matter.
And do you use natural colors? Do you use the organic shit or not? Nah, come on.
Yeah, well, we'll save that for another conversation. I know.
But it's called Crazy Colors, and they're from Germany.
Oh, good to know. See,
they're organic. Yeah, see, because if you're putting crap on your fucking head, it goes right down to your fucking brain. So wake up, Darcy Volden. Everybody, we're just about at the end. Give us a little outro and tell us what people can expect when they come to you, and then final words.
All right. So what you can expect when you come to me is that I will help you see and remember and feel all these just tingles in your body of who you really are. I get to show you who you are at your most extraordinary, and I help put you in the space to experience it, not just with me, but also I have, with the Ascend platform, the best of the best here that want to help you get where it is that you're wanting to go. Like stat, we don't have time to waste, all right? So, and then you can, again, at the ascend.com, HHH there. And so, Jeff, I did share again, we're just in the beta, like getting things tested. If there's anybody that wants to come along and be a creator and help them create an extraordinary life, it's first free, all caps there, get you a free month. Come hop in there with me. And if you'd like to experience channeling, private sound ceremony, which by the way, I didn't share that I do a whole water ceremony when I do a sacred sound ceremony. Actually, part of that is we do a water ceremony. And so you can find me at darcyvolden.com. And you can see that list of actual testimonials that people have shared.
Okay, I'm just adding. I'm adding this. Tell me if this is right. Ascend, AHH. 2 H's or 3?
3, baby.
Uh-oh. Let me get the other one in there. Okay, so I'm gonna go da 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 da. H. Okay, boom. Okay, so you can find Darcy, everybody, on sand.com, and first free is the you get the first month free, and then your Venmo, your PayPal, however you take payments, will be
right through the system. It's right through the system.
Yeah. Right through the system, and it's all there. And when do you launch?
I am hoping here in about, ideally in a perfect world, it'll be about 3 weeks where we're actually launch that.
And who's building your website?
Right here.
Right here. Wix. Do Wix or GoDaddy?
Neither. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's all beautiful, and give us some final words. We know that you're an Oingo Boingo fan, and we didn't hear you sing any Oingo songs, but give us some final words that you would help to send off the world, and give us a little bit more hope.
All right. Well, like you guys have heard me say it so many times, right? Because repetition is such a good thing. Is we're just review this. Number 1, do it messy. Number 2, it does not need to make sense. And 2A, you don't need to make it make sense for other people. And number 3, I will just say this, right? You were not put here to suffer. You were put here to experience heaven on earth. It is your divine right to experience that here. And if you're not experiencing that yet, it's just a matter of time. And there's people like me, people like Jeff, and people out here working the light that are going to help get you there, help you remember, and help get you there fast. Boom, that's what I got.
Well, I'm going to see if I can get my sound here, audio interview. Okay, so if I do mic recording general, let's go to general. Okay, so I can't do that, but we have definitely, let's see here with our sound effects, and then let's go sound levels here. I think I found it, everybody. Sound levels. Okay, so here we go. We are going to go boom, and then we're going to go that's all I got for you, everybody. It's the Legacy Show with Jeff Eichen. We got Darcy Volden, our new bestie. Darcy, we're gonna kick it. I'm gonna see you in Peru.
Yes, you are. Jeff, you just have your people call my people, because we got some stuff to do here, friend. And I'm clear of that. I met Laura, and I think we need to be doing a retreat out there.
Yeah, and let's totally put my art on your site, you know.
Yes, it's consider it done. I'm going to be reaching out to you. We're going to put Jeff's art all over that site so you can find it and him. And I'm stoked. Jeff, I super appreciate you. I've loved our time together, and I love how Spirit brings people together like it's always some divine.
The Legacy Show is not about me. It's about you, and you're very phenomenal and beautiful. And I'm glad you're not mad. You're a nomad and a gypsy and a queen of the purple pink hair. We're going to get you on the organic no panic hair color.
Thank
that's
you.
Crazy Colors from Germany, and Amazon's got it. Just go for it. It's like smoking. It's like smoking cigarettes. You know, I told the homeless person yesterday. Wait. The not housed person.
I like it. The not housed.
You know, the unhoused person. I told them yesterday. I said, stop smoking. And I said, don't buy smokes with the money I'm giving you. I had $3 extra, so I've headed out the window, and it's one of those moments where you have the interaction of the light hitting that money and giving it to that person. And I had some muffins, some flax muffins, and I took a muffin and I gave them the muffin also. So everybody, what's your legacy? Come to the Legacy Show, and that's all I got for you today. We'll see you next time, Darcy.
All right. I will talk soon, Jeff. Thank you.
Love and light. Thank you.
Bye.
So everybody, that was the Legacy Show. I think we're still rolling here. Let's see if I can find our incredible area here of time. Boom. Let's see here. Where is I've got to find. They changed the logo. Here we are. Here's StreamYard. Okay, there's StreamYard. So everybody, behind the scenes, Jeff Eichen here, and I'm going to come back from being backwards here. Let's see here. So head to stage. Okay, so anyways, I hope it wasn't backwards all the time. I've got a backwards button here. Let's see if we can flip this around. Can we? I don't know. So hang on. So I am going to see if we're backwards here. Let's see if we can. I'm using StreamYard and also Zoom chat, and in my StreamYard, all the type seems to be backwards. Am I doing something wrong, or will it come out forwards on the recording? Check your broadcast preview. So I'm checking my broadcast preview in StreamYard. Broadcast preview, not just your camera feed. Text there should appear properly. Broadcast preview. So let's go back to my StreamYard. And everybody, thank you for joining us today on the Legacy Show. It was really fun today. And I'm going to go to my broadcast preview. So let's go to video, camera, eCam, definite, broadcast preview, visual effects, got it, camera, broadcast preview. I guess it doesn't have it. So we'll go on to YouTube and see if we got it right. Maybe we did, maybe we didn't, but otherwise, The light language is here. Hang on. I'll give you here. I'll give you here a symbol here. So we've got ascend.com, ahhsend.com for Darcy. Do it messy, she says. That's one of her lines that helps her to stay balanced in life. Expand into the extraordinary. The light language, you heard her channel today, and the frequency signature. That's a beautiful deal here. And Jeff Eichen here with the Legacy Show. I'm signing out, everybody. So here we go. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. See you tomorrow on Weed Weeds Day.